Hello and welcome, or welcome back to this little corner of BookTube. As part of my rounding up my favorite reads of 2023, I wanted to chat about the 4 graphic novels that really stood out to me this past year. Ones that I read and adored, ones that have really stuck with me throughout the year. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lillian. I really love reading, clearly. Writing and storytelling are 2 of my biggest passions, and that's something that I always love to chat about. So if that sounds at all interesting to you, I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to subscribe and stick around for more. But without further ado, let's get into the books. These graphic novels are in no particular order. I'm not ranking them. Just know that I enjoyed all of them immensely. And the first one that I'll mention is M is for Monster by Talia Dutton. Our story with this one starts with Dr. Frances I bringing back what she thinks is her younger sister, Mara, back to life after she tragically passed away in an accident a few months prior. However, the person that rises from the slab is clearly not Mara. She has none of Mara's memories and comes to realize that she also has none of Mara's interests either. Choosing to go by M, the newly awakened girl attempts to fill Mara's old shoes, be Frances's brilliant scientific partner who wants to pursue college and a life of research and science, but try as she might, M can't quite seem to make the shoe fit. And she's worried that if Frances realizes that she isn't her younger sister come back to life, that she will be put back on the slab and attempted to be resurrected again. I really love this graphic novel for its frank exploration of a character who was struggling to be someone that made other people happy, but in the end she realizes that it doesn't make her happy. Both M and Frances get to a point where they realize that the only way forward is to listen and to let go of Mara and the expectation of Mara once and for all. It's not outright said in this graphic novel, but I could definitely see this being a very relatable story to young LGBTQ+ teens. This is a young adult graphic novel. The struggle of being in the closet and having to mask or hide parts of yourself that are authentic and genuine, and instead have to pretend to be someone else in order to either keep yourself safe or to appease the people in your immediate life, and how internally damaging that can be. I loved the story, I loved the art, I loved the message of this graphic novel, and it's one that I've definitely continued to think about since I read it. The next one I'll mention is The Delicacy by James Albon. This gorgeous graphic novel has themes that center around greed, obsession, and the toxicity of rampant capitalism. We're following 2 brothers who moved to London to set up a farm-to-table restaurant, which has been their dream, after acquiring some land outside of London from their deceased uncle's estate. One of the brothers works the land growing the produce that ends up getting used in the restaurant, and the other is the restaurant manager and head chef. A rift starts to happen between the 2 brothers as demands from the restaurant increase, and the need to cultivate a specific ingredient that has dubious origins starts to compromise the morals the family enterprise was founded on. This graphic novel is beautifully illustrated. All of the pages are basically like a painting. I've really enjoyed all of the graphic novels that James Albon has put out, and I'm really excited to see what he brings out in the future, because this and the other graphic novels by him that I read this year were all excellent. The next graphic novel that I want to mention is Parallel by Matthias Lehmann. This is translated from the German by Ivanka, I apologize on my pronunciation of this last name, Hannenberger? Apologies. This graphic novel was originally published in German, but was translated and published in the US this past year. We follow our main character, Karl Kling, who is a closeted gay man in post-World War II Germany, and we follow him as he attempts to create a normal family life, fly under the radar, all while contending with his attraction to men and what that means for him and his family. The story is told through a series of flashbacks throughout periods in Carl's life and his present, where he's attempting to reach out to his estranged daughter who doesn't know that he is a gay man. So he writes her a letter hoping that she'll come and visit him on his birthday and that they can possibly attempt to repair their relationship. The art of this graphic novel is lovely. It has a wonderful balance of visual storytelling and the dialogue and narrative word aspects of it. The story of Carl's life is heartfelt, honest, and bittersweet. I found Carl to be a very compelling main character, one whose story is unique but also familiar. Carl is attempting to live a socially acceptable life parallel with his own truth. This being a common experience for queer people throughout history, Parallel is a deep look at one gay man's experience and the trials and pitfalls that come with it. Now, I will give sort of a caveat to this graphic novel. If you are someone that likes to look up content warnings, I would recommend doing so for this graphic novel. There are definitely scenes of homophobic-based violence. Just wanted to give that a shout out if that's something that you would have preferred to know. The next graphic novel that I want to talk about is probably the most literary graphic novel that I've ever read in my life, and that is Stoned Fruit by Lee Lai. And the reason that I describe it as literary is it felt very akin to a graphic novel version of a lit fic novel. It had a deeply introspective sense and a sort of overall melancholic pondering of certain relationships and emotions and connections with people. The story itself is a slow burn with the unfolding and unmaking of the queer relationship between Ray and Braun, who are devoted aunties to Ray's younger niece, Nessie. As Ray and Braun move apart from each other, they are put back in proximity with family members that have family baggage and tensions associated with them that they are sort of confronted with needing to work through. Each of them is able to reconnect and mend things with their respective sisters and heal aspects of their relationship that had been previously broken. This is a very quiet, intimate graphic novel. Lee Lai does a really phenomenal job of illustrating the subtleties of these relationships and connections between the characters in this story. In the end, you're left with a bittersweet heartache for the characters, but also a deep appreciation for Lang's storytelling and artistry. So those are the 4 graphic novels that were my favorites that I read in 2023. Let me know if you've read any of these or if you have any recommendations for graphic novels that you think I should pick up in 2024. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It helps my channel grow, and I hope that you will stick around if you enjoyed this video, and feel free to subscribe. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have been enjoying my 2023 wrap-up content. If you'd like to see any of the other videos that I made in the past couple weeks wrapping up my 2023 reading year, I will link them up in the cards and down below. Next week, I'll be putting out the second half of my Venice writing vlog, so stay tuned for that. But I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.